Death is a concept that has been present in My Hero Academia since the beginning of the story, showing several characters who have been directly killed or died later because of the wounds received in battle. So it's natural that deaths occur as a result of these all-out battles. The final war arc left lasting consequences for some characters. After Gigantomachia escapes from Shinzo's control, the giant villain confronts All For One about why he abandoned him all that time. Gigantomachia said he trusted his master and waited for him just for AFO to never return. This was Gigantomachia's true feelings, since Shinzo revealed that even while controlled by his quirk, he was muttering about being betrayed. Gigantomachia then attacks All For One on his own volition, and Lady and Tokoyami also seize the opportunity to strike the Demon Lord and keep forcing him to rewind. However, All For One launched a powerful attack, severely injuring Lady and killing Gigantomachia instantly. Gigantomachia was killed without compassion, showing he was just another disposable ally for AFO. Ochako, Uraraka, and Himiko Toga's fight showed the tragic past of the villain, who was blinded by hatred and thirst for revenge for Twice's death. One of Toga's clones seriously injured Uraraka by stabbing her in the stomach, but she didn't care about the magnitude of her injury and continued trying to reason with her. After the emotional exchange, Uraraka managed to touch Toga's heart with her sincere actions and words. However, Uraraka was in a serious condition due to the blood she had lost. Toga decides to use her quirk to give Uraraka a blood transfusion from her own body and save her, making up for her actions and sacrificing herself after being genuinely happy for once. Toga died after achieving her dream because despite all the wrongful acts she committed, deep in her heart she only longed to be understood, accepted, and loved by someone. Stain joins the final war to aid All Might in his fight against All For One. Stain licked a bloodstain of All For One from some debris to activate his Blood Curdle quirk and paralyze the Demon Lord to create an opportunity for All Might to land an attack on him. However, All For One used a combination of his quirks, Bloodlet, who allows him to expel his blood from his body, and Antigen Swap to alter his blood type and counter Stain's quirk, overcoming his paralysis. All For One then attacks Stain, brutally crushing him into a building and stealing his quirk. Stain dies happy after being able to help his idol, demonstrated in the way he strikes a victory pose just like All Might do, encouraging him to live and knowing his hero will triumph over All For One. Kurogiri, despite being created with the corpse of Oboro Shirakumo, was still a Nomu. So after abusing his quirk, the body couldn't take it anymore, beginning to disintegrate. Kurogiri was struggling to understand his duty, but he remembers that the job assigned to him was looking after Shigaraki. Kurogiri warps himself in order to prevent Deku's attack and save Shigaraki, pleading to AFO to let go of his control over him. His deteriorating body, along with Bakugo's explosion to help clear Deku's path, pushed Kurogiri's limits, and he faded away. While it's a sad end for the character, he tries to protect Shigaraki till the end, fulfilling the purpose for which he was created, and his death will finally bring closure to Eraserhead and Present Mike. Bakugo attacked All For One, and he had to rewind himself, turning into a baby. After having become a baby, AFO could still use his quirks, but while trying to reach Shigaraki, Bakugo intervened by making one last attack. Finally, All For One rewinds again to the point of disappearing completely. However, All for One returns after taking control of Shigaraki's body. AFO is then confronted by a small fragment of Yoichi's vestige after Deku transfers the remaining part of OFA's quirk to Shigaraki. In this exchange, it's revealed that deep down, despite being a twisted and selfish villain, AFO was still a human who misses his brother. AFO tries to hold the tiny flame of One for All, clutching over it in a pitiful state and screaming at Yoichi to show him his face again, but is ultimately defeated by the vestiges of the other OFA users. Despite Shigaraki's body being taken over by All for One for the second time, his consciousness was guarded and brought back by Nana Shimura's vestige, and after AFO is defeated, he's able to talk to Deku one last time. Shigaraki acknowledges what Deku did, telling him that he succeeded in protecting everything. Shigaraki tells Deku his last words, which are for his friend Spinner, and his smile showed that he died the way he wanted, not being controlled for once in his life and knowing he had achieved his desire of fighting to destroy. At the end, Shigaraki's body, which had already begun to crumble, turns to dust after being hit by Deku's final punch. Shigaraki became the hero of the villains, and his legacy will live through the words of his friend Spinner. His death also inspired Izuku, and is slowly changing the world, influencing others to reach out to those in need,